Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd do a recreation of a picture I did when I was about 14. This is of the Vocaloid Hatsune Miku in a school uniform that I made up because back then I was really obsessed with Vocaloid, and I drew this in colouring pencils. In fact, I drew it with my Crayola colouring pencils, and at the time I was really proud of it. So this isn't really representative of the work that I did when I was 14. Some of my pieces were a little bit hit or miss, but I was obviously really proud of this one. So yeah, for this video I thought I'd recreate this in some markers and some colouring pencil. I had some grasp of anatomy back then, but it wasn't perfect, and you know, I mean, just look at that hand. I just obviously wasn't bothered, or I just wasn't confident, and I just didn't really, I mean, it's okay, you know. I was trying and it was fun to do these sorts of things, but having said that, I really hope I can get it right now, because if I can't, that's well, that's just a bit embarrassing, isn't it? I would have hoped that in like a couple of years that my anatomy would have improved. I'm kind of debating whether or not to keep it in that anime style, because that wasn't really the way I normally drew. I think I was trying to emulate a super anime cutesy eye look, but I don't draw like that anymore. So I'm kind of wondering, do I still make it anime-ish, or do I make it my own style? I don't know. I think I'll make it my own style, just to show personal progress as opposed to wanting to completely copy the original. I'm just starting to draw the clothes, and I have no idea what's going on here. This is meant to be her shirt collar, but there's another collar underneath it. So I don't know. I don't think I understood the mechanics of clothes at that point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore the shirt collar and then use the sailor collar instead, because you can only really have one, and this one's prettier. So I'm going to just ignore that. I've gone over the sketch with an HB pencil just so I can see the outlines better, and now I'm going to ink it. I've changed a few things, like the leg. You wouldn't have been able to see this back bit, and I've changed the hands. I've kind of kept this one in the same sort of pose, but the other hand I made it a bit more natural. And yeah, I'm going to ink this and then we'll start colouring. Right, so I finished the line art. It was really fun. I used the Copic grey multi-liner, and at first I didn't really like it. I mean, I used it a couple of videos back, and then I don't know what happened, but it's so smooth, and I feel like it responds well. Like for example, I could draw this entire line in one stroke and it didn't sort of like go jagged or the wrong direction, which I find that sometimes happens with other pens. But yeah, I really like that. I'll just show you a close-up. So hopefully you can see a difference between the two pictures, because there are a good couple of years in between them. So it's really, really hot in London at the moment. It's about 34 degrees, which is unheard of. And so there's a lot of parties going outside, and I think you probably can hear people shouting and screaming. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I think that looks good. I'm using a different technique to what I normally use. So normally I use the white of the paper as my base color. The problem with that is you can't blend your shadow colors into the base because it's just the white of the paper. But I did see Pixie Sticks use this trick where she used a colorless blender. So I don't have a brush one, I only have a bullet nib one, and that is my Touch 5 colorless blender. So that's what I'm doing in this video, and you know what, I quite like the effect. It gives you the soft shadows that you need, and when you combine that with the hard shadows, you get this really nice 3D effect.
Yeah, so the tip hasn't frayed. It's bent a little bit, as you can see, but I don't know what they're made out of.
I think it's dependent on the paper you use as well. If you use a rough paper like mixed media or watercolor or something, it's going to drag the tip up and down and ruin it. And I'm using quite smooth paper. I'm using Bristol board, so maybe that's why. Now, the hair and the eyes, for some odd reason, I've done them green, and Miku's hair is teal or blue. I mean, the hair I can kind of pass off, but the eyes are green, and I'm not really sure why I did that. But so I'm gonna just revert and use the, I'm gonna make them teal. I've done the hair. Normally I use 3 colors to color in hair, and this time I just decided to do 2, simply because I quite like this sort of light, airy watercolor look, and that's because I've used the colorless blender as well to blend that base color in, and I think it kind of goes with the rest of her color scheme. She's not wearing dark colors, so I think it'll be fine. Normally I like to really deepen the colors and add a bit more depth, but I think, you know, sometimes knowing when to stop is a good thing. You know, if I tried to do this a couple of months ago, I don't think it would have come out as well. I think lately I've been forced to draw quite a lot of hands because I'm doing this fan comic, and you know, there's no hiding from that. And I really have tried to work on my anatomy in the past couple of months. You know, I took a big break from drawing a couple of years ago, so I've only recently started getting back into it. And so, you know, if I did do this a year ago, I'm sure it wouldn't have been anywhere near this. So I'm really happy, and I'm really proud of where I've come from and where I've gotten to. And, you know, here's to improving more in the future and hoping my style evolves and improves. Here is the finished product. I really like how the hair and eyes and skin came out. I'm really happy with it. Let me just zoom out. So I tried to recreate the same sort of effect with the sock, but I didn't exactly have the right colors. But you know what? I'm really pleased with the way this came out. Let's get the original just to compare. Well, this one's clearly very anime-esque, and this one's kind of semi-realistic, which, you know, reflects the change in my style. Let me know which one you prefer and why. Should I do more of these? I can sort of hunt out. You know what, actually, I think maybe in the next video I will do a digital art redraw. So I'll pick something from a long time ago and repaint it. Yeah, so until then, thank you for watching my video. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye.